Hey guys, good evening to you. It is 10:13 here on a Thursday night. Well, the Pats won 17-3. And tonight another we react to more Fridays with Frank. This time episode 27 to 31. So let's check it out. Right in front of the
Well, it's
car yard.
required by Arizona law for my safety that you not go by me at like 45 miles an hour, close enough for me to reach out and touch you. I feel like that's a reasonable expectation, right? And Arizona law says that. This is how cops get hurt on traffic stops, is by guys that don't obey the law like he did. So I'm going to issue him a citation to let him know the severity of what he did. You should wear your seatbelt, man. It's one of those important things. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm Deputy Slope.
All right. Well, the move over law was created so that officers and emergency personnel have the room they need, especially if they're on the side of the road. So you figure you have to move over. If you see if you hear sirens and the red and blue lights coming down the road, you have to move to the right. Also, if they are on the side of the road, you have to move over.
I work for the Pinal County Sheriff's Office Traffic Unit. The reason I stopped you is you kind of blew my doors off there at 23 miles an hour above the posted speed limit. Any idea why I might have stopped you today? No idea? Well, you passed me at 18 miles an hour over the speed limit, and then after that, accelerated to a top speed of 22 miles over the speed limit. So I kind of figured that you just had an issue with speeding. I probably needed to address that with you because you weren't getting any slower. You blew my doors off at 24 miles an hour over the speed limit over there on Ironwood. I'm sorry? You blew my doors off. That means you passed me at an extremely high rate of speed.
Yeah.
It's okay. If that was indeed 1/4 of this vehicle's acceleration, it immediately makes me want to buy one because you took off that line.
Electric cars are great, but not here in the Northeast. But in the desert, yes. He just drives a fast car.
Like someone was chasing you with a hatchet.
Yeah, that white car was trailing me, so I had to speed up before he hit my back.
No, he wasn't.
You know that there's also the other option of slowing down.
I know, but he like if I would have slowed down, he would have hit like the back of my car. So I would like have to speed up.
Okay. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I agree with it, but I'll go with your rationale. See, registration, current proof of insurance for your vehicle also, please. So did you notice that you don't have a registration tab on your license plate?
Yeah, we just moved from Phoenix over here.
Okay. Well, so I know that they need registration tabs in Phoenix, but you also need them in Pinal County. You don't have one on your car. Do you know why you don't have one? I know why you don't have one, and by your smile, I feel like you also know why you don't have one.
That didn't register?
Because it's not registered. Yeah. So your registration on this vehicle expired last year, and we're now in this year.
We don't have registration tabs in Connecticut anymore.
And you have a giant crack across your windshield, and you're not wearing your seatbelt. So those are the three things that we have going on so far. How's it going, partner?
Look at that majestic mullet.
It's me. What's going on?
How are you? Me?
Good.
Quite frankly, if I was pulled over by him, I'd be like,
hey. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, you got a driver's license on?
I do. It's all on my phone.
All right.
I'm currently on a permit, and I've got. Shut this off for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you have a full head of hair as you were driving.
Yeah.
I thought you had like a majestic mullet, and I was like, I'm gonna stop this guy and tell him he's got a great mullet.
Okay.
Also, you didn't come to a stop at the light. Your moving violation gives me a good reason to stop and talk to you. Everything's in order. I'm not gonna cut your side or anything like that.
Well, that was episode 27 and the domestic mullet. Please be sure to observe that move over law. Up next, the window tint special. And this time, our first stop is a woman that is completely scared that a cop is at her window. So let's see what she has to say for herself.
Can you put your window down? Can you put your window down, please? There we go. Hi, well, I'm Deputy Slope. I work for the Pinal County Sheriff's Office Traffic Unit. Any reason why you have your hands up?
She's like this.
Okay, can you put your window all the way down for me?
Yeah, just put your damn window
Please?
down, lady.
Yeah, I just want to know what's going on because I saw you like do like this.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, I'm Deputy Slope. I work for the Pinal County Sheriff's Office Traffic Unit. Can I see your driver's license, please? Why are you crying?
Because you're making me nervous. I don't know what.
What about me has made you nervous?
Yeah, you're nervous that he's at your window. Huh. I'd be more nervous if somebody had a gun to my head. Or if I had somebody that I didn't know walk up the driveway. Please.
But the issue is that all of your windows in this vehicle are illegally tinted, and I can't see in it. And when I can't see into a vehicle, right, you can see how that could be dangerous for me,
Yes.
right? So I would be slightly apprehensive of just walking up here because I don't know what's in here because your windows are illegally tinted. And that's actually why there's a window tint law, is for my safety. It's also dark for you looking out, especially at night. So that entire vehicle has illegal tint. Front windshield, side windows, everything is illegal. And I walk up there, she puts her window down this far, where I can't see in,
Like this far.
and she's like this.
She's like,
I'm not going to give you a ticket for your window tint, although it is a ticketable offense.
What's I doing?
Well, you have illegal tint on your front windshield, front driver's side window, and front passenger side window. So I'm Deputy Slope. I work for the Pinal County Sheriff's Office Traffic Unit. And like I just said, that's the reason I stopped you. All those reasons. And you're not wearing your seatbelt. Very important.
Must be bored, huh?
look at her ticket, people.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I got lots of stuff to do. This guy's definitely not excited the fact that I pulled him over for his window tint, even though he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. He's not happy about it, and I don't think he understands that Arizona's a click it or ticket state. You got to wear your seatbelt. Him asking if I was bored is kind of an interesting question because I'm in the traffic unit and my job is to stop people
All of
for
his days are
observed
entertainment.
violations of Arizona motor vehicle law, which having illegally dark tinted windows is. So I'm literally here doing my job, not because I'm bored, but because the
It's
sheriff
because you're
is
getting
kind
paid to
enough
do
let
that.
me drive around in this car. Oh, he's been booked by us before. That must be why he doesn't like us. Oh, we've had lots of contacts with him.
A rap sheet about this
Citation,
one.
just seatbelt ticket. That's it. So not a window tint ticket.
You the first person that said anything about my tent.
I hear that a lot. This is a window tint meter. If this number
Just as a side note, there is a Love's on the New York Mass line on the Mass Pike. Just saying.
is higher than 30%, I'm going to give you a warning for not wearing your seatbelt. If it's lower than 30%, then I'm going to write you a ticket for your seatbelt. Okay? Because that was the reason for my stop.
Seatbelt.
Seatbelt. No. No, the tint was the reason for my stop. When I got behind you, I saw you weren't wearing your seatbelt. So I can't stop you for not wearing a seatbelt. You can see it through the back window.
Okay.
And that is 15%. And the reason I stopped you is all of your windows are illegally tinted. Both your front driver's side, front passenger side, and the window tint that's all over your windshield is all illegal. It is not something that I write a ton of tickets for, but it is a great legal reason for me to get up to someone's window and talk to them to see if there's any impairment, if they're smoking weed, if they're drunk, suspended licenses, warrants. There's a ton of things that a very simple stop for window tint leads to. The vast majority of the time, like right now, as long as this driver's license is valid, which it is, she doesn't have any warrants, I'm gonna let her go and let her know, hey, your window tint's legal. Do a little bit of education and kick her down the road. And I'm going to document that I stopped her and what she was stopped for. And then if she gets another stop for that same reason, and she's given a ticket, at least I feel like it's reasonable that she was at least given a warning in the first place.
So that was the window tint special, and certainly, you know, the back windows can be fine, but not where you have to see. I think it's like 33% plus or minus 3. So next up, we have stay in your lane.
Well, I'm Deputy Slover. I work for the Pinal County Sheriff's Office Traffic Unit. Are you having trouble driving today?
I just got out of work, and I got something in my eye. I was wiping my eye.
Okay, because as you're driving down the road, the whole
Like
right
this.
side of your car is in the bike lane, like you're trying to be a bicycle.
No,
You're like, I got 2 wheels on this side of the car. I'll just put those 2 wheels in the bicycle lane. Did you feel like when you stopped on Hunt Highway, halfway in one lane and halfway in the other, that you were blocking 2 lanes at the same time? So as you were there blocking traffic, that's obviously against Arizona state law because you can't be driving in 2 lanes at once and
Ooh.
stop and block.
No
2
bueno.
lanes. 2 different reasons I stopped you. The first, your registration's more than a year expired. The state of Arizona would like its money. And then secondly, when you turned from out of that parking lot onto Hunt Highway, you turned into the furthest lane instead of turning into the closest, most available lane.
The reason why I turned like that is because another car was coming from Walmart turning in that lane. Did you see that?
But you guys would have turned into the same lane.
Yeah.
You turned into this lane, which is the furthest lane. You have to turn into the first lane because you're making a left, and that's the first lane you come to. They're making a right, and this is the first lane they come to. So you guys can make turns at the same time and not hit each other as long as you both turn into your appropriate lanes. 2 separate reasons that I stopped you. The first is that you're doing 65 and a 50. And the second is that when I saw you, you were driving with both of your wheels over the white fog line. 100%. All right. Smoke any weed today? This morning?
Earlier. Yeah,
Earlier?
this morning.
About how long ago?
At lunch.
Month? Okay. All right. Hang tight for me. He looks high. He's driving outside of his lane at 15 miles an hour over the speed limit, and he smoked weed at lunch. Tilt your head back and close your eyes. When I say begin,
DUI.
from that moment on, once you tell me how long it takes for 30 seconds to go by.
30 seconds.
Yep. Once 30 seconds goes by, I want you to bring your head forward, open up your eyes, and say stop.
That's not good, man.
All right. All right. Tilt your head back, close your eyes, and begin.
I'm ready to lose my balance.
10, 16, 10, 6, 7, 6.
Am I supposed to be counting?
There, stop.
Kind of what the directions
So,
were.
like I said, from when I say begin, from that moment on, I want you to tell me how long it takes for 30 seconds to go by. Once 30 seconds goes by, once you estimate how long it takes 30 seconds to go by, once that goes by, I want you to bring your head forward, open up your eyes, and say stop.
You gonna make me do it again?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because I stopped you, so I can't hold that against you. So, all right. So no big deal. All this is super simple. Tilt your head back, close your eyes. Do you understand what the instructions are? Okay. Tilt your head back, close your eyes, and begin. Okay. And how long was
41
that?
seconds counted.
30 seconds? Okay. DUI applies not only to alcohol, but also to drugs.
Yeah, I was thinking about that right now. So
But there's no alcohol there, but there are drugs there. Okay, that I think that are in there. So I want you to put your hands behind your back. I'm gonna have you do right now is right now you're gonna be under arrest for DUI drugs. As long as you continue to be cool with me, I don't plan on booking you into jail. Right? You've been a gentleman with me. I've been a gentleman with you. That's not gonna change.
I know. how it
Okay.
goes.
So, time 16, 1, 10, 15, 16, 16.
Yeah, always be sure to stay in your lane, folks. And just because they say you're under arrest does not mean you're going to end up in jail. Cops have that discretion, and sometimes they use it just as a little bit of education. But up next, one of my personal favorites, number 30, with the slow learners. And people, before we get to the next one, if you like what we're doing here, YouTube wants to know. Be sure to continue to subscribe, like this video, and share it with a friend. All right, now on to episode 3 with the slow learner.
Deputy Slope, I work for the Pinal County Sheriff's Office Traffic Unit. Any idea why I might have stopped you?
Speeding, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I just got off home from work and I literally, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't have any excuses.
Yeah, just
There is no
just
good
speeding.
excuse
You know
for
what the speed limit
speeding.
is on this road?
45.
You know how fast I got you going? 68. You
Whoa!
look familiar. Have we talked before?
I don't know.
No? Okay. You look familiar. There's no crying in
2
baseball.
months ago.
I know.
And there's no crying in speeding.
I'm not crying. It's just why?
Why? Because apparently, like you've heard of a learning curve, right? That kind of goes like this. Your learning curve is like this. It means that you're not getting the point, that you shouldn't be speeding. You are 24 miles an hour above the speed limit. You're a criminal amount of speed above the speed limit.
I know I was
So-
doing that 24. I promise you I was.
It's locked in on my radar. What I don't want to hear, as I do from everyone else in your generation, is excuses.
Right.
He's got a personalized license plate. So recognize the license plate, get up to the car, and he has been videoed on Fridays with Frank before crying. And he said he didn't remember me. And I feel like I take some offense to that because I feel like I'm somewhat memorable. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you are.
If people didn't speed, I wouldn't have anyone to talk to.
I know.
I would drive around all day in my car by myself. I wouldn't get to meet people. So he doesn't remember me. So I'm going to see if he remembers the spiel of getting a ticket when I give him another one right now. So apparently he's a really slow learner. So we're going to see if we can impress upon him a little bit more. Now, since he got a warning the first time, we'll give him a criminal cite this time for criminal speed in a residential zone and see if that makes him slow down a little bit. Exactly 2 months ago from today, I stopped you and cited you down at Hunt Highway and Magma. And I cited you for 69 miles an hour in a posted 45. And I cut your brake at that time and I only cited you civilly. But apparently, learning curve, like most people, it's like this. Like, oh, God, I'm learning a lot. With you, it's like this. Because you're not learning. So what I did was I want you to go and talk to the judge. So maybe the judge can impress upon you how important it is to drive the speed limit and safely. Okay, so what this citation does is it requires that you appear in court and go and talk to the judge down at the Pioneer Justice Court. And the judge is Judge Babu. He's a fair judge. But he might be able to help you understand that this is kind of an important deal, okay? What I need you to do is sign there. And by signing, what you're saying is that you promise to go to court and that I don't have to take you to jail in order for you to voluntarily appear.
All right, so don't speed, folks. And finally, in this quartet, father-son cities, when a father lets his delinquent son drive, but there's more than meets the eye.
So you don't have a driver's license.
No,
And you're driving.
I was driving for my dad.
I don't. Does
I was
your
driving
dad
for my
have the
dad,
ability to
officer.
supersede Arizona state law? The answer is no. Okay.
No.
I live on the mountain of right. It's where I reside. Do you have any idea on you?
Here's some of my court papers from a while ago.
Court paper? What'd you have to go to court for?
Nothing is better than freeing yourself in court.
For what?
For driving a while ago.
For driving? So you've been stopped for driving without a license before, and now you just keep doing it. Did you tell him to drive that car?
Yeah.
You did? Yeah. Do you know that he doesn't have a driver's license?
Yeah.
Dad, what are you thinking?
You can't even make this up. You can't make this up. So I'm going to write him for not having a license. I'm going to tow his car because he can't have it. I'm going to write Dad a citation for telling him to drive that when he knew he didn't have a driver's license. So everyone's going to get cites today. So he's born in 03. He has
Gen Z.
1 suspension, 2 suspensions, 3 suspensions, 4 suspensions, 5 suspend. So he's been suspended 5 separate times between Apache Junction City Court and the court here for reckless driving, criminal speed, failing to appear,
Ooh,
regular speeding,
another long rap.
driving unsuspended. So he has no business ever being behind the wheel of a car. So I'm going to go ahead and take that car because Arizona law says that I have to, because he's never ever been issued a driver's license. So it's not because he's suspended. It's because his privilege to drive is suspended because he's never ever had a driver's license. And Arizona law says that I shall tow and impound that vehicle for 20 days. Anything that's of value in this car, take it out because I'm going to be towing and impounding it. Okay. He shouldn't be allowed to operate a remote control car, knowing he literally can't make a good decision. And now you're like, hey, human that can't make good decisions, drive my car. You have so many bad decisions in driving cars, driving on suspended, criminal speed, and all of that stuff that you should never be driving a car ever. Stop driving in Pinal County. What I need you to do is sign right here. And by signing, what you're going to say is that I don't need to put you in cuffs right now and take you to jail in order for you to voluntarily appear in front of the judge. All right. Questions? I can answer either one of you about anything, reason for stop, any reason why anyone got any one of the citations.
You gave my buddy DUI, I think.
Is it possible I gave?
He said you pulled him over.
Yep, because holding people accountable for their poor decisions in Pinal County is one of the things that I do. And if it was high,
All right, so that will do it for tonight. Obviously, slow learners and majestic mullets and father and son. Father letting his delinquent son drive. What else is new? So that'll do it for tonight. If you like what we've been doing here, continue to subscribe, like this video, and help the algorithm. And of course, that'll help me out. Well, I will be back tomorrow for another From Where Reaction. And until then, Nick here wishing you a very pleasant good evening from Lebanon.